Hello, dear friends. I received my Sony wireless headphones for repair. The problem is that the right earbud drains very quickly, in literally 10 minutes. To check the problem, I connected the headphones to my smartphone. I had to install the Sony app. They wouldn't diagnose the problem without it. Here you can see that the right earbud has only 64% battery, even though I just took them out of the charging case. Even without you seeing them, the right earbud starts draining quickly. It's 62%, 60%, and so on. Basically, it's draining right before my eyes. The left earbud has no such issues. This headset model isn't generally known for its battery reliability, so my immediate suspicion is the battery in the right earbud. It's most likely faulty. I'll try replacing it and see what happens. I bought a pair of batteries. I'll swap them out so that both earbuds hold a similar charge after repair. The batteries look like laser pointer batteries, but they're actually rechargeable batteries. Well, let's move on to replacing them. I start by warming up the earphone housing. I use a hairdryer. The temperature is set to 100 degrees Celsius and the airflow is set to maximum. Next, I clamp the earphone. I tighten it slightly so that the housing doesn't crack. Next, I apply a little degreaser to the gap between the two halves of the housing. I think alcohol would also work. Almost immediately after this, the gap between the halves widened. Now, melting the housing is just a matter of technique. I work out carefully using a metal screwdriver, but I recommend using a plastic tool to avoid leaving marks. I slowly separate the halves. They are connected by a ribbon cable, which I don't want to damage. I disconnect the cable, after which one half of the earphone can be set aside. I continue working with the part with the battery. It contains the circuit board and a couple more ribbon cables. I disconnect this smaller one. The circuit board is glued to the negative battery terminal with double-sided tape. The tape is good and won't peel off over time. Therefore, I recommend not damaging it, as the new battery will be glued to it. To remove the tape without damaging it, use the same degreaser or alcohol. Apply it several times to the gap between the circuit board and the battery. It will gradually peel off. You can even warm it up with a hairdryer to speed up the process. I easily and confidently separate the circuit board from the battery. Done! The tape is intact. During further work, it is advisable not to touch it with your hands to avoid coating the adhesive with grease and damaging it. The second battery terminal is also glued with double-sided tape. Lift it easily without much force. Again, this is to avoid tearing the factory double-sided tape, which is ideally selected by the manufacturer for this component. In addition to the double-sided tape, the battery was additionally glued with black adhesive sealant. Electrical contact with the battery is established via special spring-loaded terminals. I bend them slightly to ensure the best possible contact. However, don't bend the terminal too much, as this can cause it to fall off, causing a major problem practically out of the blue. I then proceed to install the new battery. Before doing so, I degrease its casing to ensure the double-sided tape adheres as securely as possible. I install the battery and reassemble the earpiece in reverse order. I don't fully reassemble the earpiece casing yet. I want to make sure everything is working properly first. Now I'm moving on to the same procedure with the left earpiece. The Second earpiece is also ready. Next, I place both earpieces in the case and leave them to charge. After a while, I took them out to check the charge and noticed that the right earpiece wasn't working at all and wasn't detected. The problem turned out to be a small piece of adhesive that was preventing the battery from fitting properly in the right earpiece. Apparently, this prevented the flexible terminal from reaching the battery. I removed the glue and reassembled the earphone. Now it's detected in the app. After a while, the batteries were fully charged. I checked that both earphones were working and producing. Sounds? It would be a good idea to also check that they don't drain quickly and that the new batteries were defective. But I skipped that and moved straight on to assembling the case. Both shies. The question arose, what should I use to glue the case halves together? B7000 and T7000 adhesives are unlikely to be suitable for this purpose, as this type of glue softens when heated. I decided that a 2-component epoxy adhesive would be best. After polymerization, it becomes quite hard and flexible, which is ideal for working with plastic parts. Before starting, I degrease the bonding area. Then I squeeze out a drop of resin and a hardener. I'll mix the mixture and apply it to one of the case halves. I try to apply a thin layer. I put the halves together and press them together. You can see that some glue has squeezed out. It's best to remove it right now, before it polymerizes. You can do this with a dry cloth, but I still had to rub the marks off completely by hand. I secured the halves with a plastic clamp. By the way, I left links to my clamps and clips in the description. Perhaps someone will find them useful. Meanwhile, I repeat the procedure with the second earphone. This glue sets in literally 20 minutes, after which you can install the ear pads and begin using the headphones. I tested them for an hour. After using them at maximum volume, the battery on the right earphone dropped more than on the left to about 80%. But still, this is no longer the 10 minutes of use it had before the repair. It's several hours of battery. It's several life. So it's safe to say that the reported defect has been fixed. After desisting, I charged the headphones, packed them, and sent them back. I wish the owner continued reliable operation of his equipment. And dear friends, that's all I'll say today. Thank you all for your attention, and I'll see you at other repairs. Until next time.